Italy is racist. That's the phrase that sparked outrage when I made a video 2 years ago. Everyone had an opinion, but you know what is ironic? Most of the people who got triggered never even watched the video. This video isn't just about racism in Italy. It's about something deeper, things you've probably never thought about before today. By the end of this video, you understand key truths that often get overlooked every time someone mentions racism in this country. Truths that challenge the assumptions we've all gotten used to. So, let's talk about it.
That's why I love Italy, dancing in the streets so free, laughing with some strangers there.
So 2 years ago, I posted a video on this channel titled, "The Only Reason Why Italians Are Racist." And I'm going to be honest with you, that title alone got me into a lot of trouble. People were angry, people were offended, but most of the people who got upset never even watched the video. They read the title, jumped to conclusion, and started attacking me online, calling me names, telling me I was disrespecting Italy, that I was ungrateful, that I should go back to where I come from. And the irony is that the video wasn't even about hate. It was about ignorance. You see, I made that video not to criticize Italians, but to shine a light on the kind of mindset that makes some people believe Italians are racist. I told a story, my story. I talked about how my parents arrived in Italy in the late 70s and how they were treated, what they had to endure, how people looked at them, and the way society reacted to their presence. And I also shared the experience of a friend of mine, another beautiful, painful story that reflected the same struggle. That video wasn't made to attack Italians. That video wasn't made to attack anyone. It was made to explain why some people feel like they will never be accepted here, just because of the color of their skin. And when I look back now, I realize something. People didn't get angry because what I said was wrong. They got angry because it made them uncomfortable. Because I was touching a nerve that they weren't ready to acknowledge. When I posted that video, I was living in Canada. And my dream back then was to return to Italy one day to bring back the knowledge, the values, the lessons that I had learned abroad. Now I'm back in Italy, and let me tell you, this is still a beautiful country. I love this place, but even in all its beauty, there is still a kind of ignorance that lingers in the air, you know? Not just from people on the street, but from the system itself. Let me say this clearly. Racism exists everywhere. No country is free from it. No. But the way it shows up, the way it's accepted or denied, that's what makes the difference. Some racism is quiet. Some is systematic, built into the structure of a country. And in some places, it hides behind smiles and silence. It's easy to tell someone, go back to your country, when you don't understand the full picture. It's easy to say, you don't belong here, when you forget how deep the roots of migration really go. People forget that Europeans were the first to come to Africa, not to stay, but to extract, to take, to remove resources, wealth, labor, and leave the damage behind. And today, even after so many African nations gain independence, we are still not truly independent. We are still being taxed, still being influenced, still paying debts we never created. And then we come here to Europe and we are told to go back. But how can we go back when we've already built our lives here? When we are second generation, third generation, born and raised in Europe cities with European friends, schools, jobs, and even European spouses. How do you tell a young man born in Rome or in Milan who speaks only Italian, who knows no other home than he's not really Italian, that he's just a guest, that he needs to go home to a place he's never been. Some people don't understand what that does to a person. They don't understand how exhausting it is to constantly prove yourself, to smile when you are hurt, to succeed just to be taken seriously, to be twice as good just to be seen as equal. And yet, despite all that, I'm standing here today and saying this. I do not believe Italy is racist. Now, let me explain that. Because if I believe that, truly believe it, I would close the door on every opportunity I have here. I would block my own future. I would kill any hope of change. And if I do that, if we do that, then what happens next? Who breaks the cycle? Who builds the bridges? Someone once said to me, if you really think Italy is racist, then why do you want to live here? And my answer is simple. Because I believe in the possibility of change. Because if we give up on this country, we give up on ourselves. We don't just need to call out the problems. We need to stay and be part of the solution. And that's what I'm trying to do. We've already seen change begin. Fabio Liverani was the first black player to play the Italian national football team. Cecile Kenge, or Cecile Kenge, depending on how you want to call her. Love her or hate her, she was the first black government minister in Italy. And yes, we had the first black Miss Italy, long time ago anyway. So don't tell me it's not possible. We are already here. We've already started. The problem is, we are still not visible in everyday spaces. Walk through any airport in Italy, check the banks, check the municipalities, offices, the post office, shops, most of the shops, and ask yourself, where are the black Italians working in these spaces? It's not that they don't exist, it's that the system doesn't let them through. And when the system is built in a way that keeps some people out, that's what we call structural racism. But instead of running from the truth, we need to confront it. And instead of shouting that Italy is racist and giving up, we need to ask, what can we do to open these doors? What can we build here, not just for ourselves, but for the next generation? Because when I returned from Canada a year ago, I came back to a good job. And yes, I was and I'm still the only black worker in my lab. But I show up every day. I work hard. I represent more than just myself. And I believe that in my small way, I'm changing something. This isn't just about shaming Italy. It's about loving a place enough to want it to be better. It's about knowing that we don't have to be enemies, that we can coexist, that your story and mine can live side by side. To my fellow Africans, to anyone who feels like an outsider here, don't let anyone make you feel less. You have a place here, just as much as anyone else. You belong, not because you've earned it, but because you are human. And being human is enough. Come to Italy. Yes, come here, not to escape, but to contribute, to live, to dream, to grow. Look, the Bangladeshis, the Chinese, the Arabs, they are already making a difference here. And so can we. Change doesn't happen overnight, but it begins when people refuse to give up, when they keep showing up, when they speak out, when they believe that a better future is possible, even in the face of ignorance. Italy is not perfect. No country is. But if we want to see a new Italy, one that reflects the people who actually live here, then we have to be part of the movement. We can't wait for permission. We just have to start. So, no, I'm not here to tear down Italy. I'm here to challenge it, to love it, and to love it loudly, to believe in its potential. And if you feel the same, then you already know this place is worth fighting for.
Call me 60, what for 60 is my name. I go light your way, never leave you in the rain. Call me 60, what for 60.